Hey, golfers. I'm going to show you why my swing is horrible right now and why keeping your head down is like the worst thing you can do. So I just posted a video on that before, but now I wanted to kind of show you. I threw on the gear suit. Been curious to see this, been afraid to see it because I knew how bad it was. But I want to just point out some stuff. We got a tour player here, so a lot younger. So a couple things we see with posture, very much a head down type of posture, much more rounded than I should be. Oh, we'll just call that old age and gotta work on getting my head up. You know what it is? It's because I'm wearing glasses, so and progressive lenses, so I am gonna have to take those off. That puts my head down, so that's something that's very interesting. And what I want to do here is just point out a couple things, look at some key differences between what the best players in the world do versus potentially me, and obviously it could be some amateurs out there too that do the same sort of thing. So, a couple things I want to start on the takeaway and kind of point out, and we'll be jumping around here. So, first thing is how much more width this golfer has. You can kind of see his arm is staying more off his chest. And let's see if that would be lead arm 80 duction 81 and lead arm 80 duction 88. So I want to say what I see from the, let's take a look from above. Yeah, see my left arm gets more inside or more across my chest versus staying out like this, out more down the line. So that's something I'm going to work on. Let's pick out some different angles. So that's kind of one of the things that I see there. Flip this back around. And that's when the shaft gets parallel to the ground. Kind of see that. I get my arms a little bit more inside instead of away. So let's see what happens. Then it only kind of gets worse from here. So at the top, right arm folds a lot. There's not a whole lot of width there. Let me back this up. So let's take a look at right elbow bends 112 degrees, right elbow bends 85. So again, I lose. I make myself short by bringing my arms in too connected. Right elbow stick gets bent. I don't create the width I should create for my height. So I really make my swing small. And this is something we'll have to work on. Gosh, there's a lot. Um, so now this is where it actually even gets worse than this. And you can see I threw up some of the numbers. And really what I want to take a look at here is the speed of the kinematic sequence. So we'll kind of get these going. Let's bring this up. That's as far as go. There's some new things here with the right shoulder that the old system didn't have, so I don't have those comparable to the tour player. But one of the things I want to take a look at is when lead arm gets parallel to the ground. We'll move this guy ahead. And a couple things I want you to notice. One is I've already shifted it out. You can kind of see that. Look how tight where the arms are just working down. And what I want you to take a look at also is by the time my lead arm gets parallel or close to being parallel, let's see where we are, a little bit below parallel or him. So I'm going to back him up a little bit. And let's see where myself get probably back up a little bit. Notice how already his pelvis is squared up. My pelvis is still 12 degrees close. So I'm not planted enough on my lead leg. So we have to do that. I want to see how much pelvis sway I have, 2 inches. Pelvis sway hasn't moved a whole lot. So that's interesting. Rib cage sway. So I've shifted, but I'm being bigger. I may have to shift more. I would expect that. So let's just keep running through the numbers here. So, and I'll get to the point about what the problem is about head staying down. Where's that kinematic sequence? So right now I want to take a look at is pelvis rotation speed, rib cage speed, arm speed. You can see all these numbers are so much faster. So a tour player gets set to this position so much quicker right now from a tempo side and from a speed side, so much quicker than I do. Even though I have more lag, it really is everything is too slow to get set. So I need to get this lead leg kind of posted up a lot better. Let's see where things kind of continue to go through impact. We'll get down to shaft parallel to the ground. We'll get those lined up. And you can obviously see he's much faster than I am. So when we take a look again, look at the pelvis, 41 degrees open. The chest right here is actually pretty good lined up. Spine angle is pretty much stacked on top of it. He has a little bit more lean back, hits the ball a little higher, so that's interesting. I thought I had too much secondary tilt, but it looks like I don't have enough. That's interesting. But again, look at the pelvis speed. He's twice as fast. Rib cage, a good percentage, not quite twice, but close to it. Arm speed, 200 degrees per second, 270 degrees per second faster. So I create a little bit more club speed in degrees per second. So that's not precise club speed, um, differently. So that's just how my hands and arms work down. But really, my body's just really kind of really too slow right now relative, and my arm speed is too slow. Club's trying to work up, speed up there. We get to impact. Look at the difference. I will tell you, this was worse before I started practicing. And this is where I want to show you how keeping your head down is the nightmare and just a killer of your golf swing. So again, there's not a whole lot of difference between the clubs. And if you look, 88 miles an hour club speed, 89. So I create speed differently, more with the snap of the wrist. But I need to get a lot more rotation going to add to that and take advantage of my size to create even more speed. So now when we keep going through here, just taking a look at the numbers, look how this head stays down and it really buries us out. Let's get these back lined up and synced up. Again, how much more open this golfer is. And let's take a look at this. Look where his head is versus where my head still is. And it was embedded into me, just pounded into me that to push off a pitcher's mound and keep your head down were the things that I was taught in junior college. And right after that, probably a year after that, when I started growing, that's when I got my back pain. And that's really the indication. I want to see this head turning forward. I need to open up my chest, open up my hips, and now I finally bring myself up. But you can see this is just really, really poorly executed. And now I have no doubt as to why my swing is just so clunky right now. Is because I've just lost rotation. The head's staying down way too long, and it's becoming an anchor. So let the head move, follow the flight of the ball, and you can just see how much rotation I need to add into it. And with those other things I need to work on, I can get back into shape. So, wow, a lot to work on, a lot to digest. But if you keep your head down, you may be experiencing some of these things. So I'll show you some drills to work on.